Hi, this is Homay from Spitfire Audio, and for this select I'm going through a piece that I've done at a Red Bull event called Normal Not Novelty, where they focus on women in the music industry, and it was absolutely fantastic meeting everybody there. And now I also wanted to share with you what I've done at the workshop and also show you how I finished the piece back here in the studio. So first up, I prepared a few of my favorite libraries and sounds. And I started with a pad sound as a bass that I dragged out over quite a few bars. And it's a sound that you can find in Albion V in our Edna engine. And what our Edna engine allows us is to load two different sounds here. And the oscillate mixer then allows you to go back and forth between those two sounds. I've used this to create a bit more movement between that extended note that I've played with this pad. And something else that helps with that is something that we call a volume wobble. So you can hear when it moves to sound A, there's this fluctuation in volume. And to contrast that extended note, I wanted to come in with some shorts. And because Albion V was recorded with around 60 strings at their very quietest, it has a lot to offer in that sort of sense. And I went for a patch called Brushed Sulpont Consort. And doubled up that line with another patch that is a mixture of pizzicato and col legno. And together it had a really nice effect. And then for a melody line, I went for a long from the same library and chose a pulsing consort. So you can hear all these little details and a little bit of shrieking that gives it a really beautiful character to that tone. And this melody lends itself really nicely to be doubled up, which I did 2 octaves below with some silken consort strings. And to add to the sound palette, I used some woodwinds from Albion V, a patch that is called Finger Trills. So you can hear this library is full of really nice, beautiful textures. Next, I wanted to add some bass. But I had something synthier in mind, so I went into Ólafur Arnalds' Composer Toolkit, and there's a patch that's called Less Resonant Synth. And the pulsing within this patch also helps bring a bit more movement into it. Then I added a few embellishments, which I found in Phobos. And although it's probably advised to keep a favorite folder for this library because there are just incredible amounts of different sounds to find in there, it's also still fun to just randomly pick a sound and see whether it fits, which is what I've done. So I went for a shimmering light patch. And one that's called Noise. And then I also added a sound from my favorite library called Sound Dust, and the patch is called Distant Ice Cream Van. So it's a good mix of quite a few fun textured libraries in there, and altogether they sound like this. For the next section, I wanted to have a bit more rhythm in there and find some rhythmic elements. And what I usually do is I try to find either tuned percussion or some instruments that are have any staccato sounds or short hits. So I went for marimba this time. And doubled that with a patch from Glass and Steel. And what I did as soon as I played in this line, I went into Logic's delay and chose the echo. Turned that on, which I did on a bus. And then also turned on the direction mixer and manually played in the panning from left to right throughout. And then the second half of that second section, I just came back in with some strings to play more of a melody. And sounds like this together. And then for the last section, I wanted to introduce a new sound, namely the Union Chapel organ. Whilst keeping the instruments in there that I've already chosen to keep it cohesive. And one thing that I've done back at the session is that I've used Ólafur Arnalds' beautiful felt piano, which really tied in all the sections with one another really nicely. But since then, I wanted to play the piano live, because it will give me a chance to show you how nicely live instruments work with our libraries. So I'll play back the whole track all together whilst accompanying with the piano.